Chapter 1: The Seed of Insight. David Tepper grew up in a quiet town where the streets echoed with the hum of routine and the scent of possibility. Early on, he understood that wisdom does not arrive from lectures, but from the weight of experience. In an interview, he once shared how the loss of his father when he was 18 made him realize that life is fleeting and each decision bears consequence. He says, "I learned that time is the single most valuable resource. If you waste it, you are giving to no one." This simple yet profound observation became the first lesson in his leadership playbook. Wisdom, for Tepper, is the art of listening more than speaking. During his first job at a trading firm, he would observe the market and the people around him, absorbing patterns and motives before he spoke. "You must stay quiet in the early hours to hear the market's heartbeat," he reminds us. The result? A decision that yielded a 300% return on a single trade, a lesson in patience and observation. The key principle here is mindful attentiveness. Instead of reacting impulsively, take time to gather facts. Apply this today by pausing before you make a financial decision. Note the information, analyze it, then act. This gives you a margin for error and turns uncertainty into opportunity. Concrete example: you're deciding on a promotion in your company. Pause for a few days, gather statistics on past performance, interview colleagues for their perspectives, and only then make the move. You'll likely discover strengths you hadn't considered and avoid potential pitfalls. Key takeaways: 1. Value time as your most precious asset. 2. Practice quiet observation before action. 3. Let curiosity guide your decisions. Like, share, and subscribe for more wisdom on leadership. What pause can you take right now to honor your own wisdom? Chapter 2: Wisdom that Carries Weight. Tepper's second core principle emerged from his relentless focus on risk management. Early in his career, he observed that many traders chased profit without guarding against loss. He said, "Your biggest competitor is yourself. Never let greed overpower your judgment." This conviction shaped a disciplined approach where potential upside is consistently weighed against inevitable downside. The lesson for modern leaders is the discipline of setting clear boundaries. When Tepper started Tepper Group, he established internal guidelines that every investment must pass, from detailed cost-benefit analysis to scenario testing. He does not allow the allure of a brief gain to override long-term stability. Practice this by defining your personal risk tolerance before every major decision. Write down a threshold that you will not cross. This turns instinct into calculable action. Concrete application: if you plan to launch a new product, draw a risk matrix. Label categories such as market uncertainty, resource cost, and regulatory changes. For each category, rate the probability and impact. Decide your course only if the matrix aligns with your acceptable risk level. Another insight is the power of embracing failure. Tepper often recounts a significant loss during the 1990s when a trade turned catastrophic. Instead of blames, he turned the lesson into a training ground for later successes. "Failure is a compass, not a verdict," he explains. Key takeaways: 1. Quantify risk before you act. 2. Let failure inform, not define your future. 3. Keep greed from eclipsing sound judgment. Like, share, and subscribe for more wisdom on leadership. What is one risk you've avoided because it seemed too scary, and how might you reframe it to make action possible? Chapter 3: Leading with Humility. Tepper's journey teaches us that true leadership blends confidence with humility. In one notable exchange with a junior analyst, he quietly admitted, "I was wrong about that forecast." This openness built trust and fostered a culture where ideas compete on merit, not seniority. The core principle here is service-oriented leadership. Tepper believes that every leader should prioritize the growth of their teams over personal acclaim. By delegating responsibilities and inviting diverse viewpoints, he builds resilient organizations. Apply this today by stepping back to listen. Schedule one-on-one meetings with team members and ask them about challenges and opportunities. Avoid the urge to fix everything immediately. Instead, ask probing questions, allow them ownership, and celebrate their wins with authentic gratitude. Concrete example: you manage a research project. During weekly reviews, instead of presenting solutions, ask, "What hurdles are you seeing and how can we assist?" The answers will illuminate hidden blind spots and empower the team to act. Tepper's humility also manifests in his philanthropic deeds. After a decade of high returns, he established a foundation to provide scholarships and community projects. Leading is about giving back, he notes. This mindset expands the sense of purpose beyond profit. Key takeaways. 1. Practice humility by listening and owning mistakes. 2. Empower others to become leaders in their own right. 3. Lead with a purpose that transcends personal gain. Like, share, and subscribe for more wisdom on leadership. How might admitting a mistake to your team shift the dynamics of trust and collaboration? Chapter 4. Wisdom in the Digital Age. As the world turns toward technology, Tepper offers a timeless lesson grounded in adaptability. During the rise of internet finance in the late 1990s, he was quick to adopt electronic trading systems, realizing that staying static meant fading into irrelevance. He states, "Innovation is not optional, it is survival." The actionable takeaway: stay curious about new tools and be willing to pilot them. For example, use data analytics to forecast market trends or adopt project management software that brings remote teams into synchrony. Embrace change not as a threat but as a canvas for growth. Tepper's emphasis on networking integrity translates into digital etiquette. He shares how he cultivated authentic relationships online by consistently adding value, sharing knowledge, and maintaining transparency. This approach builds a brand of trust that outlasts superficial followings. Apply this by refining your online presence. Publish insights based on real data, comment thoughtfully on industry developments, and always check facts before you share them. Your credibility will grow, attracting partners who share your ethos. Concrete example: if you are launching a startup, use customer journey mapping software to visualize user interactions. Iterate designs based on real-time feedback, not speculation. This reduces costly pivots and reinforces your commitment to delivering value. Key takeaways. 1. Welcome technology as a tool, not a foe. 2. Stay humble in learning, even in crowded markets. 3. Build digital networks that prioritize authenticity. Like, share, and subscribe for more wisdom on leadership. Which new technology can you adopt today to serve your team or customers better? Chapter 5. The Onward Path. Together, the lessons from D. Tepper form a compass. Listen deeply, manage risk wisely, lead with humility, and adapt relentlessly. These principles, when practiced consistently, shape resilient leaders who can navigate complexity while inspiring confidence. The practice of wisdom starts with reflection. Journal daily, asking yourself whether each action aligns with your risk tolerance, whether it empowers others, or simply follows impulse. Set small, intentional goals, like reviewing a single decision over its long-term impact, to weave wisdom into routine. Improve going forward by committing to a learning loop. Observe, evaluate, adjust. After each project, hold a debrief. What educated decisions emerged? How did humility serve you? What risks were misjudged? Address the answers promptly. This closes the gap between theory and practice. The takeaway is simple yet profound. Wisdom is a practice, not a possession. It thrives when you listen, act with conscience, and stay open to correction. Like, share, and subscribe for more wisdom on leadership. How will you incorporate tomorrow's lessons into the actions you take today?